Imagine you're playing a game of poker with the richest, smartest kids in school. They have all the chips, they know all the rules, and they always win. But then, out of nowhere, millions of everyday people sit down at the table, change the rules, and take all their lunch money. In January 2021, that's exactly what happened in the real world. A massive group of people on the internet teamed up to save a dying video game store. And in the process, they nearly destroyed some of the most powerful billionaires on Wall Street. It was called the GameStop Short Squeeze. But what exactly is a short squeeze? And how did a dying mall store break the stock market? Welcome to Alpha Market, where we take the most complicated financial mysteries and make them incredibly simple. If you want to understand how money really works, hit that subscribe button. Today, we are taking big finance and breaking it down small. This is the GameStop Squeeze, explained like you're 5. Before we talk about GameStop, you need to understand a Wall Street trick called short selling. Let's say your friend Billy has a super rare holographic Pokémon card. Right now, everyone at school is paying $10 for this card. But you are a very smart and slightly sneaky kid. You look at the card and think, people are going to get bored of Pokémon soon. Next week, that card will only be worth $2. So, you ask to borrow Billy's card. You promise to give it back to him next week. Billy agrees. You immediately turn around and sell Billy's borrowed card to someone else for $10. You now have $10 in your pocket. A week goes by. Just like you predicted, nobody cares about Pokémon anymore. The card is now selling for $2. You take $2 out of your pocket, buy the card back, and return it to Billy. You kept your promise. Billy has his card back, but you get to keep the $8 difference. That is short selling. You borrow something, sell it high, buy it back low, and pocket the difference. Hedge funds on Wall Street do this with company stocks all the time. They bet that a company will fail. Enter GameStop. In 2020, GameStop was struggling. People were downloading games directly to their consoles, and a global pandemic was keeping shoppers out of malls. Massive Wall Street hedge funds looked at GameStop and saw Billy's Pokémon card. They thought the company was going to zero. So they started short-selling GameStop stock massively. But here is where Wall Street got greedy. They didn't just borrow a few shares. They borrowed and sold more shares than actually existed. They were so confident GameStop would die, they went all in. But they didn't realize someone was watching. Deep in the internet, on a Reddit forum called WallStreetBets, everyday investors noticed what the billionaires were doing. They saw that the hedge funds had borrowed an impossible number of shares. And these internet nerds realized something amazing. If we all buy GameStop stock and refuse to sell, the price will go up. And if the price goes up, those Wall Street billionaires are going to be in a lot of trouble. Remember our Pokémon card example? What if, instead of the card's price dropping to $2, it suddenly shot up to $100? You still have to return that card to Billy, which means you have to buy it back for $100. You just lost $90. When you short a stock, your potential losses are infinite. So millions of people on Reddit started buying GameStop. The price went from $4 to $20 to $80. The hedge funds panicked. Because they had promised to return millions of borrowed shares, they were forced to buy the stock back at these crazy high prices just to stop their losses. But here is the catch. When the hedge funds started buying the stock to cover their bets, it pushed the price up even higher. That is the squeeze. The shorts are squeezed out of their positions. The price exploded to over $400 a share. Everyday people who put in a few $100s became millionaires overnight. Meanwhile, one Wall Street hedge fund lost over $6 billion in a matter of days. Wall Street panicked. Trading platforms froze, and Congress even had to get involved. For a brief moment, the little guys beat the house at its own game. It proved that when millions of small investors work together, they can take down the biggest giants in finance. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and learn the secrets the billionaires don't want you to know, make sure to subscribe to Alpha Market. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and let us know in the comments. What financial mystery should we explain like your 5 next? See you in the next video.